Hey there, this is Coach Finn, and this is Chalktalk 2. Again, I'm just going to be using my hands here to explain our Davis Wildcats 2011-2012 presses, press breaks, and some inbounds plays. So, let's get started. I'll be putting this little circle next to what I'm talking about so that you can always just refer back to this YouTube video based on where this is. So let's start out with the press. Our main goals when we're doing a press, whether it's a full court press, a three-quarter press, or a half-court press, is to take away the middle part of the floor. On the flip side, when we are trying to break the press, this is where we're trying to get. We're trying to get the ball in here into the middle because you can't trap very well when the ball's in the middle. You can use the sidelines and the baselines and the mid-court and the side courts to cause a lot of trouble. So when you're dribbling and passing, your goal is to get to the middle, or if you're dribbling towards certain areas of danger, you want to make sure you can back out and get to better places. So we want to, on a press, we want to take away the middle and try to get the ball into these danger areas. Now when I say danger areas, also think on a press break how you want to stay away from these areas. This is a very dangerous area. At half court, very dangerous area. Really dangerous area just across half court if we're going this way. And another dangerous area down here. So let's set up our press. It's called 40. There's also 41 and 42, which I'll explain later. But this is our 40 press. So the ball's being taken out of bounds, assuming this is after we've made a shot, and they're free to run around the baseline. When you're not free to run around the baseline, inbounding the ball is when the ball goes out of bounds or after a timeout, but a ball has not been made, you have to stay put. But after a ball that's made in the basket, if you're taking the ball out, you can then run the baseline. So in this case, the ball is being taken out here and the other team is going this way. Our three-man will be there. Our 1 and 2, doesn't matter which side, are here. And our 4 and 5 guys are at the half-court line. The three-man is facing this direction, not allowing another team's player to come to the middle to get the ball. They are directing them to one side or the other of the court. If there's two of them coming, your goal is to direct them, and the other player over here direct them to one side or another. So I'm going to take these guys off. Number one goal, don't let the ball get to the middle for these guys. These guys are going to be staying between their man and the ball. And usually their butts will be turned in towards mid-court. If the ball is to come over here, their butt would be turned to the inside, butt to the inside. But you stay between the ball and your man. I'll explain these guys' roles a little bit more later. Let's say the ball is inbounded here. In 40, we want an immediate trap. Hopefully we're somewhere near this area. 3's job is to prevent them getting the ball in the middle and getting them to go to the side. 2's job is to keep them from going up the sideline and starting the trap, and 3 comes in and completes the trap. 1's job is now to take away the middle. 5's job is to stay between the ball and his guy up the sideline and be able to steal this pass. 4's job is to take away the middle, but if their man goes long, stay with them a little bit. You don't follow them all the way, you just stay halfway between the ball and the longest guy. So this guy who's on the other side of the ball, if you cut the court in half, this is the ball side, this is the weak side. The weak side back man is our safety valve, and that's true for our 20 press also in a minute. If the ball is swung back around, usually you have a deep trap, which is kind of close to the end line. Then you start to give space. These guys do not let the ball go up the middle. They get in the way of it. And whether it's a pass or dribble, they try to guide that ball, beat it up the sideline, and generally you can start to get another trap near the half-court line, either on this side of it or the other side. This guy would be following back. He takes away middle. This guy is now between the ball and the sideline. This guy is now our safety valve between the ball and the basket and his man. If his man comes up here, there's not a lot of trouble. You can just let him, between the 2 guy and the 5 guy, we have that clogged up. Great traps, but generally when the ball is swung, you don't just get a trap over here, you have to give ground, and the next trap is usually around half court. So usually 2 traps and then you release. Steal the ball or you get back on defense. Usually out of our presses, we'll then drop back into a 2-3 zone to play some defense. If the ball beats you up the middle, let's say 2 and 3 get split and they start to dribble or they pass it in the middle, and 1's over here but he's not in the middle, so they get to the middle, and 5's over here and 4's here. If the ball beats you and a fast break is going, you got to turn and run as fast as you can to the nose. This here is the nose of the paint. Okay? Let me talk about the face for a second. The areas when we're on offense and a fast break that we're trying to attack are called the face areas of the basketball court. If you look at the three-point line, if you imagine this being the corners of a mouth, and this is a smile. These are great areas to become very good at shooting. This nose is a very soft area in defenses, whether they're running man or zone, to get in here to either shoot or pass. But getting into this zone, this area, the nose, is a dangerous area for a defense to compete against. And then if this is the basket, you have eyeballs on either side in front of the backboard for good angles. So the areas on a fast break are get to the eyes or the nose to make shots or make passes to them. Lastly, shots along the smile. If you notice, I don't have anything in this area or this area. This is what I call the earwax. That's my attempt at an ear. But the earwax, there's not really a whole lot that can happen here other than getting double teamed, and things get tight and shots are hard to make since you don't have a backboard. So you can fake going to the earwax, but always use your ball handling to pass into the nose, the eye, out to the smile. These are trouble areas. So going back to our 40 press, if the press gets beaten by this ball, let's say 1's off and running, The defense now has to turn and run to that nose as a group, beat that ball down to the nose as best you can to protect the nose and the eyes from the fast break opportunity. Once the ball is stopped or they take a bad shot, then you can break out into your zone and go into defense accordingly. So again, if you get beat middle and a fast break starts, turn tail and run to that nose, the center of the key, and protect the nose and the precious eyes from the attack of the other team. So that's our 40. 41, again, the ball's being taken out of bounds. Here's our 3, our 1 and 2, our 4 and our 5. 41 is the ball's inbounded, and we're not immediately trapping like in 40, but we're guiding them to the sideline, and we want them to dribble to the sideline. Then we want to turn and run and beat them to the sideline where they have to pick up their dribble. So 41 is waiting for them to dribble and then guiding them to a danger area. Ideally you want a deep trap early, but if they beat you up the sideline, then you want to beat them to this area and trap them here or here. Again, these guys, this is our safety valve. This guy's up the middle between the ball. This guy's staying ahead of the ball and protecting the middle. Okay? Again, if the ball was reversed, then 1 and 3 prevent it from getting to the middle. 2's coming here. 5 is now between the ball and his guy. 4 is starting to protect the sideline. But you try to guide them again into another trap if you can. And then they got a lot of problems. So 41 is you wait for them to dribble and then you trap them. Again, if they dribble and beat you middle, you got to turn and protect the nose. 42 is just trying to get in their way. There's no traps. So again, here's our setup. Ball's inbounded. Now you're just doing a little what's called dummy defense. Try to keep them out of the middle. Do your movements. Stay between the ball. One's in the middle. But we're not trapping. You're just getting in their way. Now you can still try to steal the ball, but you're just trying to slow down their process. Okay, all the way up the floor. And then eventually, if you don't steal it, then you're just breaking back down into your 2-3. Okay, so 40 is an immediate trap. 41 is trying to get them to dribble and then trap, pick up their dribble. 42 is just getting in their way, trying to steal the ball, but delaying their process up the floor. So that's 40. 20 press. Let's say the ball is inbounded. We now condense our full court to a half court scenario. And what we're doing here is we are trying to keep them out of the middle by dribbling or passing, and we're trying to get them to come into these danger areas. Middle, sideline, safety. Let's say it's reversed. Keep them out of the middle. Keep them out of the middle. Here, middle, safety, up the sideline. So our 20 is our half court trap with the same movements. But you see how 1, 2, and 3 are working together, and 4 and 5 are working together. The 22 press is simply getting in their way, like 42. So 42 and 22 are similar. You're kind of in a 1, 2, 2 alignment, and you're just getting in their way, but you're really not trapping. You're just trying to steal the ball, but if they break it, then you just break back. It's just getting in their way, and no trapping. Okay. The last press that I'll talk about is our 30 press. Our 30 press, we've talked about a full court 40 scenario. We've talked about a half court 20 scenario. The 30 is a 3/4 court. Our one guy starts here. Our two guy is here. 3 and 4 are either side, doesn't matter, and here. So now you have a 1, 1, 2, 1 setup. The whole idea is, again, keep the ball out of the middle and guide the ball, whether they pass it or dribble it, up the sidelines, and we're trying to get them in these danger areas, especially the one just over half court. So watch how this works. Let's say 1 stays in front of the ball, prevents them from going into the middle. 2's there, and the ball keeps coming over. Watch what 1 does. As 2 keeps them out of the middle, 4 and 2, as he crosses half, slam them there. 1 jumps to the middle. And 3 is now our safety, 5 is up the sideline. Okay? Taking away the middle, the long pass, the pass is up the sideline. It's a very dangerous trap. They can't go back across half court. So look how this goes again. If they come up this side, they come across, and then boom, you get them, take away the middle, safety, up the sideline. So that's our 30 press. Okay, that's a very, very dangerous, deceptive press. The whole key is, 1 never intends on trapping. You just keep them out of the middle, and then once the trap occurs, they jump to the middle. Okay? So those are our presses. I'm now going to go on to our press break basics. We're now turning it around, and we're trying to break the press. Let me put in a nose, eyeballs, and then a smile. Because now that we're breaking the press, we are now trying to attack these areas, staying out of the earwax. Our 3 guard always inbounds the ball. Okay? 1 and 2 will generally stack up like so. This is against man or zone. They can also start here and screen for each other. You can tap each other, and if he taps here, he'll go here, we'll go there. So these guys work together. 5 and 4 again are back here. Again, the goal in the press break is to stay out of the danger areas, avoid them, and get the ball to the middle. Once we get to the ball in the middle, we can go into our attack mode of attacking the eyeballs first, nose second choice, and then if they give us a wide open shot along the arc in the smile zone, you nail that. But let's watch how it goes. Let's say 1 and 2 separate. 3 has a choice of going to 1 or 2. So you throw to 1. Let's say 1 is in trouble with a trap. Okay. The post guys, 4 and 5. The post guy on the weak side. This is the ball side, strong side. The weak side comes to the middle. That's our first look. Let me say something about traps. When you're in a trap, you turn, you hold on to the ball strongly, and you face these guys. Do not turn away. You want to turn, catch, turn and face, be strong with the ball, and use ball fakes to beat this press. So your first look is to try to get to the ball in the middle. If it's not defended, you ball fake here, 3 steps in, you ball fake here, you go there, or you ball fake up the sideline, you go there. If this is taken, and this is open, then your next look is up the sideline. And then your last out is back to 3, who inbounds the ball and steps in. Now if you notice, around the ball, this is the key to breaking any press, is you have 3 guys. And they're kind of in the shape, it's called, of a cup. When you have a cup going, there'll always be one guy open. Alright? Now as the ball moves around, I'm going to show you how you want to try to establish a cup in different areas around the court. But let's say they happen to have a lot of guys down here on the inbounds, so the cup is covered. There's nothing there. This guy should know that if the cup is covered completely, there'll always be a long pass open because there's a trap. So they're giving up a guy somewhere, and if the cup's covered, that means you got a long pass open. It's called over the top. Alright? Coming back to this, if the cup is not established, let's say 3 made the mistake and went over here, and we have the middle, our first look taken, up the sidelines taken, and we can't get the ball across over here. Let's say we don't have a cup, we just have 2, we don't have a third. Then this guy's got to use ball handling to get out of it. And when you use ball handling, the best way is to split to get to the middle and get going, establish a fast break, or go up the sideline, but know as you're going up the sideline you want to avoid these danger areas, getting into the middle. So if you don't have a cup around you and 2 options are taken, then you're going to have to use your ball handling to get out of it. Okay? Let's come back to this. Let's say the ball's inbounded, turn and face, you're strong with the ball, middle look is taken, down the sideline's taken, you know this is open, so you start to swing it. So you bounce pass it back to 3. 3 would love to just take off and go up the middle. But let's say they have a good enough defense where they don't allow that to happen, like I was just teaching you. 1 and 3, close down, don't allow this. We continue to pass up the floor. 4 and 5 now switch. As the ball moves from here to here, 4 now starts to follow the ball. So he goes up the sideline, and now 5 stays ahead of the ball, and now he goes into the middle. Okay? And let's say they start to have movement over here and there. You'll see, where's our cup? Here's our cup. So whenever you're in doubt and you're all out of position and you're not sure what's going on, but you see a guy with the ball on the side, he needs a cup around him. So we need first someone in the middle, side, and here. If 5's not paying attention, then by George 1 slip in there and get that cup established. Okay? Once the ball gets to the middle, we now have numbers and we attack the nose and the eyes. Okay? Let me talk about once you get the ball into the middle. Let's say you break things. Let's say 5 gets the ball. Whenever you get the ball, the first reaction is not to just start dribbling, but it's to turn and face and look at the passes. Turn and face and hit this guy. Turn and face, if you have open space in front of you, go right down the gut. Start to dribble. But watch out for recovery. Watch out for defenders coming up behind you. Something we saw a whole lot last year was when you get into a fast break, people come up and steal the ball from behind. So if you hear us yelling, back, back, then that means you're going to have to get the ball slowed down in front of your body and let the defense pass by so it's not stolen from your sides. Okay? So watch out for that. So that's the press break basics. You want to get the ball in the middle, avoid these areas. and establishing a cup around the ball best you can. I'm going to go on to some press break variations. First thing is called MJ, after Michael Jordan. Let's go back to our setup. Okay, it doesn't matter which side we start on. We're going to have 1 and 2 stacked, 4 and 5 here. For Michael, let's say they have a setup like ours. If we call out MJ, what we want to do is these guys don't move. They stay. He hits the ball, 3 hits the ball to start the play. MJ, 4 and 5 dive down. These guys follow. You want to hit them and then immediately pass to 1 and we're off and running. Or you can run over, pass to 5, 1 stays, get to the middle, and you're off and running. So MJ is 4 and 5's crash, and you're trying to get to the ball in the middle on a pass. Another way of passing it is 4 and 5 dive, 3 throws to 5, they start to come over, and 3 dives through, and you can hit 3 on the run, and you're off and running for the fast break. So that's MJ. Let's get things set up again. Larry, after Larry Bird. Let's say they're very heavy guarding us. They have a 1-3, a 3 front thing. Hard to get the ball down in here. No matter what we do, we have people in our way. So there, you call Larry, hit the ball, and 1 is wide open over the top, gone, fast break. Okay, if 4 and 5 are covering 1, 4 and 5 are covering 1, then we got throws over the top here. Hard to throw here because you got a backboard in your way. So Larry is a throw over the top to start the fast break. MJ is diving down with 4 and 5, and then an immediate pass as to 1 or 3 cutting. Okay. Now let's say it looks like they're setting up like our 20. Let's say we come up the court and we see that they're kind of set up, and our 1 guard has the ball. There's no pressure. 3 inbounds the ball to him. 2's coming down. 4 and 5 are coming down. 3's coming down. But then they do a surprise trap. So all of a sudden you want to keep your ball handling out of these areas. You don't want to pass into these areas. Okay? But you want to use the ball handling or passing to get to the middle. So then what you do is you back up. And if the decision is to quickly pass to this guy and they start to trap, what are you thinking? We need a cup around the trap. We got the cup. They can't guard everything. Okay? You can then bounce pass back here to the safety and over to here, and you're across and you're attacking the eye. But remember, whenever there's a surprise trap, you throw up here and they get them, you got to think, uh-oh, that's a dangerous area. I got to at least get part of a cup going. If 4 doesn't do it, back them up and say, I got it. You got at least half of a cup. If you get in this situation, it's a hard situation. But remember, if the cup is completely covered, there's usually something open over the top. Okay, here's the cup. It's completely covered. A little hook pass over the top means someone's open on the weak side. Talking about open on the weak side, let me come back to one last point on this. Let's have these guys here, guys over here. When we inbound the ball, and 4 dives in. And we get the ball to 4. You want to turn and face, and usually this guy's open, could be covered, but usually if you turn and look weak side, it's a pass that's open all the time. So if you get the ball middle, whether it's coming from this side, turn and face weak side, coming from this side, turn and face that side. These passes on the other side of where you receive the ball have a lot of openings a lot of times. That's it. You've just gone through the presses of 40 through 42, 20 to 22, 30, our press break basics, MJ, Larry, and surprise. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, I'm going to switch things up here a little bit, is our inbounds plays. Okay? Again, when we're inbounding the ball, let's say the ball's gone out of bounds and we have the ball, the first play is box. So now we're doing inbounds and box. 4 and 5 are always on the ball side. In box, 4 is here, 5 is here, 1 is here, and 2 is here. 3 slaps the ball, says box. What you do for 3, your first look is here, dump in for an attack on the eye. Again, here's the nose, and here's the smile. These are nice quick looks, immediately here to there. Stealing off the defender and trying to attack the eye. If it's not there, then what happens is 1 and 5 comes out to the side, 1 comes and sets a pick on a guy here, 4 curls over. Now the looks are here, or bounce pass here for an attack to the eye. If that's not open, then the next thing is 5 comes up, sets a pick, 1 comes over, and when this happens, 2, who's been here the whole time, comes over and acts like a safety valve. Again, 2 cannot get a pass over here because you got the backboard in the way. So then 2 then comes over as 1 comes, and you notice 4 and 5, and then 5 dives to the box. 4 and 5 are in the middle for dumps down below, otherwise you have balls to throw here or out top. If 5 gets the ball but it's not open, and when you inbound the ball, you'll go the opposite side. He can then get the ball out to 1 or 2, and now we start to curl around and we're set up in our 4 out, 1 in. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that from this other side and see if you guys can follow it. I'll be quiet and just do it. Box. Slaps the ball. Four out, 1 in. Okay? The last inbounds play is line. Again, line, you have the ball here. 4 and 5 are on the ball side again, but instead of being here and here, they're here and here. 1 is in the same place, and 2 is in the same place. The first looks, again, are here or here for attacks to the eye. You can also, if it's open, throw here, and if we have someone who shoots well and we know how they shoot, that can be an open shot. Just pass it there. This can be an open shot to shoot it. Again, if it's not there, then you just have things whirl around and you're 4 out, 1 in. But coming back to this, assuming that these aren't open and these aren't open, Then 5 backs away. 1 comes over, sets a pick, and you look for that pass. If that's not open, then 4 comes up, sets a pick, and at the same time 2 and 1 come over the top, and 4 dives down. Again, you have your big guys inside for balls in here, and then your looks are relief over here. Say the ball is thrown out, you're now coming back around, balancing out, 4 out, 1 in. So that essentially is our Chalktalk 2, where we talked about the presses, the press break basics, and our variations of it, MJ, Larry, and Surprise, and our inbounds plays, a box and line. So that's it. Thanks for your time, everybody. Bye-bye.